Hello guys, today is going to be another update for the Massey 8680 build. Today we're going to try and sort out the wheels for the Massey. So obviously the Massey was a static model when I bought it, so it just had a normal 3mm axle with no teeth in it at all. But we need to drive it from this Siku drive motor, and that has this little hex nut kind of fixed onto the axle here, and that mates to this Fendt 930 wheel hub. Normally a simple solution would be to just put the Fendt 930 wheel hub into the Massey 8680 wheels. The Fendt 930 wheel hub is much smaller than the Massey's tyre, so it's very loose inside the tyre here, so you'd never get any grip. So previously what I did was cut the centre of the wheel hub out of the Fendt 930 wheel and glue it into this Massey wheel. Now I didn't make a great job of this one. I've actually got this too far out, so the wheel sticks out from the mudguard a bit, so I need to fix this one. And that time I tried just gluing one wheel so that you'd have one freewheeling wheel and one drive wheel to give you a kind of a differential effect. It made the steering a little bit better, but if you hit any sort of a bump at all that this wheel came off, you just had no pulling power. So this time I'm going to make it a solid axle with both rear wheels being driven. So I need to fix both wheels. Now I'm going to do the new wheel first and see what it looks like on the model before I try update this one. This could be a little bit trickier. So the first thing I need to do is cut this inner part off the wheel hub. Now if you see, there's a lip here, so this little lip here, and I found the last time that lip will just about fit inside this outer ring. So what I'm going to do this time is cut below this lip and cut the inside of this wheel out of it. I'm then going to push the piece that I've cut off the Fendt 930 wheel into this hollow here and glue that in place there with the inside of the lip here flush with this face of the wheel here. So it might be a little bit hard to understand what I'm saying, but you'll see when I actually make it. Here's the piece we need now. We just need to tidy that up and start working on this side. I'm just going to cut this central piece off the Massey wheel and see if this piece from the Fendt will fit down nicely on top of these little strengthening pieces here, because then we should be able to glue them in the same place, and that might make the whole thing a little bit stronger. I've tidied up, the Fendt 930 wheel hub will just fit in there nice and snugly. I've no idea why I went to so much trouble with this other wheel hub. This seems to be almost an ideal fix here. So I'll just have to glue that in place and hopefully that will work out fine. I made a little bit of a mess of this wheel when I tried it, so I'll have to take it apart now. I'll just have to break the glue, hopefully without damaging too much. If you've seen the mailbag video, you'll know I have plenty of spare Fendt 930 wheels, so breaking that is not a big problem. Okay, so now that we've tidied everything up, you can see that the two wheels are pretty flush, or the two pieces of the wheel hub are fairly flush on both wheels. So you can see there as well. Looks pretty good. Now I haven't glued them yet. I just thought that I'll throw the tyres on and we'll just see that it's not hitting anything. So before I glue them in place, I'm just going to put them on the model and have a little look just to make sure that they're not hitting part of the body or anything like that, and that they're actually under the mudguards. Because like I said before, the other one just wasn't 100% perfect. This time that looks much better. So it looks okay. The wheels are under the mudguards without rubbing up against anything. It's not hitting the lights. It's not hitting nothing on the inside of the model. So since they're not hitting nothing, I think it's safe enough to glue those in place. And to do that, I'll take off all the parts that I don't want to get glued. So I'll take the tyres off, and there's a kind of a hubcap, I suppose, on this wheel. So we want to take this hubcap piece off here because we don't want that getting glued in place in case we want to take it off later. To get the hubcap off, I usually just use a screwdriver. If you have an axle, you can also just put the axle through the centre and push down. That usually takes it off. But this one's obviously been off a couple of times, so it's not too tight. So now when I glue this, there's nothing that can accidentally get stuck in place. So next step is to get the glue. It shouldn't take very much glue to do this. It's not really going to be under all that much pressure. It's not exactly a massively powerful motor that we're going to be driving, so a small bit of glue, make sure that it's down nice and flush, and just give it plenty of time to dry, and it should be fine. If you really want to make sure that it's in the centre, you can put a little bolt or something in through the central hole. But if you do put something in the centre of the wheel, don't put the glue near there. So I put the glue on the outside there of the wheel, put the wheel hub on, and just centred it with a little bolt in the middle. I'm not so worried about this one. This one doesn't really need that. This is the one that I had before, and it had a little bit of glue built up that has actually centred the wheel hub on that one, so that should be fine. But like I said, if you're putting something in the centre of the wheel hub, make sure you don't put glue anywhere near it. Like putting it on the outside should be okay, but anywhere along these arms you're kind of risking getting the thing stuck in the centre. If you want to glue the arms, then I'd say wait until the outside ring has hardened, remove the bolt, and then glue up, and just wait another, whatever it is, 24 hours or something, and then you should have a pretty solid wheel. I left these drying overnight. I just put that little bit of glue you seen around the edge there, and they do seem to be pretty tight. I don't think they're gonna break out. You know, those Loctite glues or any of that kind of hard as nails type glue, they're gonna be pretty rock solid. It's not gonna take a huge amount. If you were using kind of silicone based glues, they might be a bit weaker. But I think if you have anything like the Loctite glue, it shouldn't take very much, because you might want to take them off at some point. You know, like I had to break off that piece to update it, so maybe you would need to do that yourself at some point. So maybe consider that when you're putting the glue on, and you can always re-glue it if it did break. It's not like you do it once and that's it. You can never fix it again. Okay, so here's our two wheels finished. We'll throw them on the model, and we'll just give it a little test drive. I see the wheels are a little bit stiff. Mustn't have got them 100% perfectly aligned. But there we go, there's the two wheels on. They shouldn't come off too easy, considering they didn't go on too easy. So there's the wheels on the model now. We'll give it a little test here. I think it's going to be pretty quick. So there you go, that's the drive motor and the wheels ready for the model now. I need to reinstall the steering servo. I already have that there somewhere, because obviously I had this model working before and I took it apart. I need to put the new motor driver in, because that TB6612 motor driver is definitely an upgrade on the L293 I had in this before. With the L293 I had to use a 7.4 volt battery, but as you can see, this 3.7 is more than enough to get this motor spinning at quite high speed. But there will be slight losses through the TB6122 or 6612, can't remember what the exact number of the motor driver is, but there'll be a little bit of loss. That means the motor will be a little bit slower, but it shouldn't be too bad. Should be able to get this working at 3.7 volts. I want to keep all the tractors working at 3.7 volts, because then I can hide the same battery in all the accessories and keep them all working together. Some of the construction vehicles, like the loader with the N20 gear motors, you might want to give them a little bit more power for the screw mechanisms, so you can have a higher torque screw mechanism. So some of those models I might put at 7.4 volts or maybe even 11 volts. I'm thinking for the Komatsu PC 400 model, because it's a pretty big machine. For this model I'm going to continue working on the base. I need to add the brake lights or the tail lights and the indicators, and also for the bonnet I think I might try and get some lights on the front, but it's not very simple. Adding lights to the front of this model isn't too simple, because the actual fake lights they have here are the mounting posts for the lights, so it wouldn't actually be that simple. I was thinking I might just put 4 SMD LEDs and put them behind this black grill piece, so the LED would actually be shining out just below these lights and just above these lights. I might try that out, see what it looks like. That might be good enough, because the cab is covered in super bright LEDs anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much how much light we get off the bonnet. Then obviously you need to install the microcontroller on this. That should be the bottom half of this model done. Then when we get up to the cab's going to have an NRF24 radio module in it, and another Arduino, and that Arduino will then control all the lights that are on the cab. So there's quite a lot to do on this model to get it up and running as the way I would like it anyway. So if you want to see the rest of the upgrade of this model, make sure and hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video, hit the like button, and any questions you can post them below, post them in the forum and I'll try and answer them. And that's pretty much everything, so thanks very much for watching.